Alright y'all, we back with another Soul Leveling Arise video, and today we're going to be talking about some leaks that obviously came through from, Alpha Leaker. As usual, Alpha Leaker likes to post super early in the morning, and, I'm a busy man, so I only got time to actually do it in the morning. I gotta go to work and stuff like that. So, yeah, aside talking about my life, right, let's just get right into the actual part that you guys probably clicked on the video for, and that's actually discussing the actual leaks of the character. So this time it's going to be a little bit different of a matter from Alpha Leaker. It's basically going to be in riddles to kind of talk about what the character does and all that good stuff. So we're just going to kind of like in this video talk about it and kind of speculate what they could possibly do or what the character might be. And then obviously from there, then that'll basically be the end of the video, right? We'll just talk this. Let's just be real. We're just really talking about what they could be, right? This is just a discussion. So obviously, before I get into it, I'd like to thank Alpha Leaker, obviously, for providing leaks to the community so that way we can all kind of just gauge on what's coming next and stuff like that, and that kind of helps us carefully plan so that way we can conserve what crystals we have and what tickets we have so we can pull for the characters we want and the ones that we need, right? So, yep, I appreciate it to Alpha Leaker, and of course the link to their Twitter will be in the description. Now, further ado, let's get right into it. So, we have the old mango without context. So obviously he's talking about Go Gunhee. We have a light bulb here. He's obviously going to be a light character. Now let's get right into the gifts and then talk about each gift to actually signify the character. I just want to put out there, obviously we don't know whether they could be their skills, their passives, their ults, none of that. We're just going to talk generally about the character and then kind of gauge what they could be in their specific role. Right, so we're going to start off with the first gift. The first gift is a couple of soccer players, right? We have about 1, 2, 3, and then obviously one in the background, which isn't too much of importance. But basically, just from this angle, it looks to be like the person kind of either bumped into them or blocked their teammate from getting hit. Now, obviously, that's just how it appears. If you were to actually think about it for a sec, it's basically him just actually bumping into the other player, not actually defending his teammate. But I kind of feel like maybe when Alpha Leaker posted this, didn't really think too much into it. So I have a feeling that this is actually meant to mean like, okay, hey, I'm a tank and I'm probably going to protect your teammates, right? That's kind of like what it is, right? There's no other reason, like maybe CC and knockback or pushback, but I feel like that wouldn't matter too much in the case of you were fighting a boss. I feel like that'd be really irrelevant. So I'm going to just go with either the character is going to be shielding your teammates or tanking for your teammates, right? Kind of similar to Maylin Fisher's second or third loop, I believe, where she can take some of the damage, a portion of the damage of your team. So something similar to that, right? All right, so let's get right into the second gift. So the second gift is obviously, as a lot of people must know, very hated character, Sakura Haruno or some shit, right? Basically, she is punching the ground and then breaking the ground. So either this could be a CC or this could just mean that the character is a breaker, right? Because they're breaking the ground. Not really too much to go over that. It's just breaker most likely. I don't really see CC like knockups and that being too valuable. There's some characters that have some knockups, right? Get them airborne, but they don't really do too much. Next up, we have a gif of Saitama from One Punch Man. So basically, just one punch, one big nuke punch. I'm just gonna say there's really not much to guess here. He's just going to do punches, obviously. And it's going to be one big punch. It's probably could be his ult, so it's going to be just like big, right? So we'd be basically Go Gunhee is just another big so far, right? And then the final gif is basically the person jumping at him. So this could either mean that he's going to be a gap closer, so like very similar to Sail's first skill, where she can kind of just jump to the enemy, or it could be like Sail's ult, where Sail does that big damage and then just pounds on the enemy with Giant Dragon, right? Could be something to that, but that's really all it's going to be. There's not really much to talk about either with this one, other than you can just kind of guess that the character is going to be a light breaker with some shielding capabilities and possibly being able to do big nuke damage, I guess. I wouldn't call it big nuke damage. It'd probably be like mediocre damage if they are in the support role, because I feel like they're either going to be scaling off of defense or scaling off of HP, right? So I don't see them scaling off of attack. Seems more likely that he's going to be scaling off of HP or defense. So the damage isn't going to be the craziest. It'll be definitely good, but it's not going to be the craziest. So definitely going to be using them for this utility capabilities like shielding, defending, breaking, stuff like that, right? I'm not really too excited for this character. Obviously, I don't know too much about the character, but I do read up on the characters, obviously. Like, I need to know the character to some extent to actually gauge what's going on. Not too excited for him. Doesn't really seem like a crazy character. Probably didn't do much in the story. Probably was maybe impactful, right? Probably impactful. Like, people probably like him because he's popular or something. But for me, like, he just doesn't seem like that character. For me, is just a grandpa type character. I kind of have to feel them gameplay wise and aesthetically. Now, their lore can mean absolutely nothing because at the end of the day, I'm playing a game and I want to enjoy the game. The lore is just an additive bonus onto it. Trust me, the Solo Leveling IP, it's great. It's amazing, right? But if the game was shit, nobody would play it, realistically. So the same is going to go for the character. If I don't like the character, it doesn't matter how good his lore is or whatever, I'm still not going to play the character if they don't feel good, right? Simple as that. Now we're going to go into Hansei Mi. Before I get off track and start, ranting about some irrelevant stuff again. Then we could talk about Hansei Mi. So now this one I'm excited about, right? This one says without context, but the context is basically going to be the riddle that we are going to solve right now. Now, we are going to have wind. Obviously, this is wind. Like, there's nothing else it could be. It can't be fire, it can't be water, it can't be none of that. It's a wind blowing a leaf, so it's going to be wind. Hansei Mi is going to be a wind character. I'm very excited for this just because I like to play a lot of wind characters. So for me, I would obviously use wind. I'm going to want this character. So I'm probably going to max this character depending on if she's good or not. I don't know about her whatsoever in story-wise. I don't really know anything about her, to be honest. I'll read up on her at some point, but I prefer not to spoil it because I'm just playing the game and reading it as I go, basically. Right? Eventually, once the anime gets further and all that, I'll actually read the manhwa, and yeah, because I don't want to spoil it. Anyways, before I get off topic again, I do this too often. Let's just get right back on track. Basically, we see here, she puts her hand on the ground, and either this is going to mean that it's going to buff wind, or they're going to be a healer, right? I don't see anything else this could possibly mean. Just, it's very difficult to tell. There's a couple meanings that it could be, but they're very narrowed down. It's just going to be healing or buffing wind. Next up, we have this image of Broly throwing one of his ki blasts. Basically, this is just either means it's going to be a ranged character, or they're going to have some sort of skill that throws something, right? Whatever it is, it's going to be ranged. Next up, we have this. It looks like to be some sort of aura. It has like these bubbles and stuff, but it's got a green background. It's probably going to be buffing wind characters or a regeneration type effect, right? It's healing or buffing. That's what it is. It just kind of narrows it down just between the first gift and the second gift. She's definitely going to be a support utility character. And then we have this last image. So this last image looks like it has a bunch of thorns. Now the thorns mean a couple things. At least I could be, way off the mark, right? But I kind of feel like either this is going to be her ult, and then she gets like some kind of like damage bonus to herself, like with these thorns, like it basically changes her gameplay, or she adds extra additive damage to a wind character, right? So basically what I mean is if you were to use Huang or Mirai or Wu Jinchul, basically every time they attack, they would have an extra attack on top of it, which would come from actually Mirai herself, right? So that's kind of what I'm guessing. Obviously that could be a big stretch, right? It's probably something very simple. It's just probably her giving herself more damage, or probably changing the way she plays for herself, and then kind of makes her turn into a sub DPS role. But I mean, other than that, that's kind of what I'm guessing. Of course, you guys can make your own opinion and assumptions on the matter, right? But other than that, yeah, these are going to be leaks. Oh, I say leaks, but they're kind of like guesses from the leaker, who kind of helps you kind of guess what they are going to be. But at least it's basically confirmed that Hansei Mi is going to be wind, and then of course Go Gunhee is going to be light. I mean, obviously we kind of already expected Go Gunhee to be light. I don't think anybody kind of doubted that. And then we already knew he was going to fight with his fists. No surprise. Hansei Mi already kind of seemed like a support character, so no surprise that she's going to be a support character. And wind is obviously a surprise to me, at least. And yeah, I mean, basically that's about it. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. You guys' views, subscribe, leave, likes, all that good stuff. They do help the channel. So if you can do any of those, I'd appreciate it. If not, I mean, well, I still appreciate you guys for watching anyways, right? Yeah, other than that, Take care. See you guys in the next one. Peace.